Okay, good morning, everybody. Everybody's well. Happy Monday for those that are joining us live. Thanks so much for joining us on the Boost. So great to be with you. So great to be back again. Last week we spoke about the idea of sacrifice, how sacrifice really and the ability and the willingness to sacrifice is part of how we get through becoming who we're supposed to be, right? A lot of the stagnation of life, a lot of the reasons why we're not more, we think it's because of the world. It's not. In some cases it is, but a lot of cases it's not, right? This is like standard practice in the corporate world where the employee, and again, I'm not taking sides, but this happens a lot, where the employees really don't want to work past a certain hour. They don't. I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying they don't. And then ultimately it becomes their boss's fault, their manager's fault, right? Why it's not more. Where in truth, if they would sacrifice a little bit more, they would be much more valuable to the company. They would know it a lot better. They would be able to be in a room and be a lot more well versed in what to do, and as a result, their managers would give them more. Right? It's a cycle. It happens all the time. Right? Your lack of desire to really sacrifice for one's marriage or one's parenting, right? The kids that, and I'm not saying I'm an expert at this. I'm just sharing it with you. We're all on the same page, right? The kids that are better behaved, we enjoy being around more, and the kids that are giving you more and more challenges, right? You think that it's a problem in the kids. Maybe it is, but maybe there's a problem in the parents, right? Maybe we as parents need to sacrifice more to be there for our children in the way that they need, not in the way that we need. And so I'm not taking the stand that everything is our fault, but the idea that a lot of the stagnation in our lives comes from our lack of sacrifice is part of how we reclaim critical pieces of our lives. We stop becoming victims. We stop feeling like the world is out to get us. It is a very unhealthy way of seeing the world. And you see lots of people that are willing to spend time screaming and yelling and posting the same message. They, whoever they are at the moment, are out to get us. It's great to be the victim because you don't got to do a lot. Now, there are actual victims out there, and I in no means intend to belittle what they've gone through. And there are people that are most definitely out of control or don't have the control. But in everyone's life, there's something. There's something in which we are not achieving what we should be achieving, and we ascribe that to somebody else, when in part, in truth, if we were really being truthful with ourselves, this is what the show really is about. It's a moment during your day in which we can just talk straight. If you're really listening to this and being truthful with yourself, and you're thinking about parts of your life that is hitting a wall, there is an aspect to that is our or your inability to sacrifice what needs to be sacrificed in order to move it forward. Sleep, patience. Recently I was involved in something where the real reason why the person wasn't getting what they thought they deserved was because they didn't want to ask for it. That's a big one. I'm sure lots of people have this issue. Don't ask for it. You feel that you deserve more money. You feel that you deserve something, and you don't know if they'll give it to you, but you're upset with them for not giving it to you, but you've never really asked for it. So you sort of kind of like assume that the person across the table, your manager, your boss, your relative, your friend, somebody should have thought of you. And they didn't. You know what they were doing? Instead of thinking of you, they were thinking of themselves, right? And so as a result, you walk in a room and nobody says how good you look, right? Or you go to work and nobody gives you a bonus, or not the bonus you expect, right? Or you're going to somewhere and nobody invites you, or you wanted to take a project on and nobody knocks on your office and gives it to you. Now, maybe you had to ask for it. I don't know. It's interesting that when Jacob and Esau were the two brothers, two sons to Isaac. What's interesting is that Jacob became Israel and was the father of Israel, right? Jacob wasn't given the firstborn blessing, right? He wasn't given that, which is crazy, right? If God had the two boys come out and one of them was going to be Edom, an Edomite, and one of them was going to be an Israelite, and Israel was ultimately going to be able to be the chosen one, so to speak, down the lane, you would think that God would set it up so that Jacob comes out first, and then Esau comes out, and so everyone's like clear. Like God picked Jacob. That's how it happens. It's crazy. They're twins, right? Esau comes out first, and then Jacob follows. And now his whole life is this battle to get the firstborn. It's an amazing drama that God could have totally prevented by they're twins anyways. Like, they're not 3 years apart. He could have just put Jacob first. Right? Why? Because sometimes in life you gotta ask. Sometimes in life you gotta go get it. Sometimes in life you gotta fight for it. God gives you the potential. Doesn't hand it to you on a silver platter. You have to sell the firstborn, which he got, and he had to go into, if you know the story, right? He went to Isaac, and he had to dress up, and then later Esau was mad at him, and he came back, they had to battle. Yeah. Firstborn's a big deal. Carrying the torch is a big deal. And Jacob, it was there for him. It lined up for him, but he had to go get it. So it happens sometimes. I'm not saying it's easy. There are things in life that no one's given us. Now, if you're destined to get it, God will get it to you. But sometimes in life, you have the potential waiting for you, and you have to just actualize it. Got to go out and ask. And that's hard. You know why that's hard? Because we want people to like us. And when you ask for things that are beyond what you think they want to give you, you risk them not liking you as much. And so we want them to like us and give us everything. And that's a lot. Sometimes in life, it's that ask. It's that going out of your comfort zone. It's that request that is hard, that's stopping you from getting what you deserve. No one's going to give it to you. No one's thinking about you. They're thinking of themselves. Or they're not thinking at all. Or they're thinking about who's winning the NBA Finals, right? They're just not thinking about whether or not you're in a good mood, whether or not you feel empowered, whether or not we remember to invite. You're not number one on their list. And sometimes in life, that sacrifice of even your comfort to go out and ask is what's separating you from what you deserve. So we can complain all we want that the people that don't think of us, but maybe we're complaining because deep down we're scared to actually do it ourselves. Yep. All right. Think about this. Tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit about why this is and how we can get around it. All right. Have a great day. With God's help, I can't wait to see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.
Living on a lifeline. The world doesn't ever seem to change. Looking for the sunshine, but you're caught up in the rain. It's like your eyes are wide open, but you cannot see. You're watching life pass you by like 1, 2, 3. Walking in destruction. The winds of life blur your vision. All the devastation. Forever feels like you're on the run. It's time. No one else can set you free. You're locked inside, and only you have got